Okay, right. Keats is the definitive answer on this. Right. Right, no one else. Keats, show me how you cross your fingers. Oh.
Oh, no, it's definitely that, surely.
Yeah, does it make you feel a bit weird? Yeah. Can you... Does that mean you two can't use chopsticks? I don't know why I feel that's the...
I can.
I can, yeah.
I'm really good at using chopsticks, actually. I can do it with rice. I can do it with noodles.
Yeah, but you...
I think with chopsticks, you need to learn when you're young. You know, like, Keats, did you do it, like, all the time, like, growing up?
Yeah.
I think it's one of them.
At the Chinese, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to try.
That's why I can lick the plate. I was taught when I was young. I have never licked the plate. Can I just point out?
I hope
Okay,
not.
good. I hope not.
I'm not going to get an invite to your new
gaff. Literally clip me around the ear for that.
Exactly that.
You can bring your own plate if you do that.
Yeah, that's actually quite gross.
I don't lick the plate.
Take it home.
Okay, one last question. Do you use a fork or a spoon to eat rice?
I use a spoon for loads of my dinners.
Huh?
A lot. Like, even if sometimes had pasta, I'll use a spoon instead of a fork. I don't know why.
Wow.
Just
That's interesting.
I wouldn't.
See, I'm the
public.
opposite.
What goes on in the comfort of your own home?
Yeah. It's what it is.
She cut it out for you and doing that. Here comes the aeroplane.
Probably. Don't spill it.
No, next time you make a dinner that's like a rice or a like dish like that, use a spoon. It'll be satisfying.
See, I can't eat rice with a spoon. It has to be a fork.
But then it falls through.
But it doesn't. It actually doesn't.
Sticky rice, maybe not. But then you're using your chopsticks, right? Which brings us back.
Yeah, for sticky rice.
Crossing your fingers. Yeah, I love a bit of coconut sticky rice. Anyway, are we done? Have you done your furniture, Jordan?
Slightly. We're like slowly moving bits in. We've got sofa coming next week. We got tellies in yesterday. Stuff like that. So little bits.
Please tell me you've either got garden furniture or blow-up furniture at the moment, like a student.
No, it's freezing outside.
Oh, no, I mean inside the house.
Oh, right. I was like, I'm not setting my garden. No, we haven't done that. I don't really want to take stuff around and then have to get rid of it. I'm like, I want to just move stuff in and be like, you're staying in the house. So no, I haven't. We've been just sat on the carpet if we've had like a cup of coffee or something.
Well, don't do that with your rice and your spoon. It'll go everywhere.
No
pushing it on. Good. Anyway. This is Pitch to Pod with WSL legends Nikita DIY, because I got her, Parris, and Jordan, just knock it together, clearly, Nobbs. Every week they bring you topics straight from the pitch to this podcast as we discuss the biggest talking points in the world of football, the WSL, and eating and beyond. Coming up this week, she's only gone and equalled it, VAR, la 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 la, and Duncan derbies. Oh, and hold on, I have written myself a little note to let you know we've got a very special mystery guest joining us for a bonus Pitch to Pod episode coming this Sunday. So make sure you stick about for that. We've managed to get someone on. That's your clue. Who is it, you two? Oh, actually, no, you know. Why am I even asking you what the clue?
Do we get a point if we get it right?
No points. Oh, we've got to bring back the Christmas quiz. That's going to happen. Right, first up, ready for it? Equal the sequel.
Godfrey right-hand side. Good move this from London City. Nikita Parris is calling for it. Brilliant move. Terrific goal. And on her 200th appearance in the Women's Super League, Nikita Parris puts London City Lionesses in front 4 minutes into this second half. It's a brilliant run. It's a poacher's finish. Nikita Parris to the fore once again.
Who scored? Nikita Parris and her 200th WSL appearance.
Woo! Thank you.
We manifested that
totally
like 2 weeks ago.
We really did.
Because you didn't know it was your 200th. So we totally manifested that. What was it like? How was it for you?
Yeah, honestly, it was the best game of football I've played in a long time. Just because of the drama. Honestly, the momentum shifted so much in the game, and we obviously went 1-0 up, they come back. We went 2-1 up, they come back. And it was like, like, please, let's win this game out. And then, yeah, we come through to the 4-2 was a really good win, but it wasn't as simple as a 4-2 game, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm glad we came off with the win, to be honest. And to get a goal was nice on 200 appearance. So to the league, whoever runs the league, I'm just waiting for that ring now for the rest of the other 5 also. Make sure you send that on.
Your gaffer, lovely words from him, Jocelyn Prêcheur, said, Parris is a legend of English football. I don't know if people really realise what 200 games in the WSL means. It's massive. It's impressive. Which is right. I think people go, 200 games. But when you think of the short season, doing that back-to-back, you've also gone away and done it elsewhere, been a champion, and to come back too, that's what's tough.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, that's why I was so shocked. I'm not going to lie. When you said I was only like 5 or whatever games away, because I was like, but I've been in another country for like 2 years, so I didn't expect to be anywhere near that. Maybe 150, yeah, but wow, 200 is a lot of games, and the league's grown so much. And I remember at the start of the league, we played like 8 games in the season, then we had a spring series. Like, to think about how far the game's come, and people say, oh, but you've been in the league since 2011, but the league hasn't been the way it is now in 2011. Like, it's like 2 different leagues. And I think, yeah, when you think back, I mean, you don't ever really think how far you've come until you've finished and then you look back. But yeah, when you guys said about being close to 200, I was like, wow, fair play.
Jordan, because they're all coming for you. Millie Bright's equalled your WSL record now, 210 appearances. We know you said, like, before you weren't bitter, but we will be. I'll be bitter on your behalf. What's it like to see these young guns coming up for you?
I know, yeah. I think it was last week, the Newcastle media, he was like, oh, can you do a video? And I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, oh, for Millie Bright. And I was like, oh, no, it's happening. It's happening. So I knew it was coming up this last week. But yeah, no, it's such a good achievement, isn't it? I think to keep going in the league when it's grown the way it is. Yeah, I'm gonna get overtook, but it's fine to be overtook by players that deserve it, and have put so much into the game. So yeah, I think Keats will catch me this season as well, to be fair.
Let's see, George. Let's see. But no, it's an amazing achievement. I mean, you was the first to do it, so I mean that's unbelievable. Fair play to Millie. She's been a strong player within the league, especially for Doncaster and for Chelsea. And she's racked up a lot of game time for Chelsea, a lot of pitch minutes. It's amazing, and yeah, she's going to be going for a little while longer. So let's see how far she can go. It's unbelievable.
Jordan, do you want to role play what it'd be like this weekend if Millie does go past you? Shall I be Millie? I can't do Millie's accent.
I'm not a role player. No, not. You can't put me through that.
Right, yeah, well done, Millie.
Not twice. Don't do it twice.
No, I can't.
Again, you need to
But
perfect Renee
congratulations.
Slegers. Perfect Renee. Well done. Yeah, big grin. Well done. Well done, Millie. And you can come back and get her next
happy
season,
for her.
right? That's the aim.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't doubt that I haven't got time to come back and get some more appearances, but yeah, I think you just take moments as they come. Like, I'm really happy that I've had that amount of game time and played that much football in the WSL. It's one of the best leagues in the world, I think, now. So yeah, it's something to look forward to, hopefully. But yeah, I had a good time while I was in it.
Can I ask you both about, you were playing Spurs, right? As you said, you won 4-2. Did you see Martin Ho, the Spurs boss, on Instagram, afterwards said, I take responsibility for the result. That's my job. We played with bravery and belief, showing real progress. Goes on to say, when you win or lose, you have to front up and own it. A defeat doesn't change who we are or what we're building. And then thanks the fans. But there's been loads of response from fans on social media saying, oh, well done for fronting up. I feel like a lot of managers do that anyway, like in post-match. But as players, does that help you as players when you hear a manager taking responsibility publicly?
I think ultimately everyone should take accountability. It's not just one person's decision that changes the course of a game, or how you play is not based on one person. It's ultimately each individual has to do their job in order for the team job to be done. And sometimes you can have the best game as an individual, also you can play well as a team. It doesn't mean you're going to get the result. Football's a funny business. Like, a lot of things can go on in 90 minutes and many external factors can also take place. But I think it shows how much of a man he is, and also as a manager, it helps when you also feel your manager's part of your team, and it's one group, and we take wins and we take losses as they come. And I think it just shows how important it is that the game continues to grow. And obviously you're going to make mistakes as a manager, but to own it is massive.
Yeah, I would agree, Keith. I think you can obviously have some honesty on the game, as in your post match as a manager, but I think it's always nice as a player that they can take a bit of the heat and they protect the team, and then what you do behind closed doors can be, look, this is what we need to do better. There's no isolating certain players, and I think you can always do that in house. So I think it is nice, I think, as a player, when you don't see videos of your manager being like, oh, we were terrible in defence today and everything like that. I think you can still do that. You can be a little bit honest, but I think you want to do it away from everyone and go through the detail and analysis after.
Do you take notice of those initial post-match interviews? Because I feel like they are done they should be. They're just for the fans, aren't they? That should be the manager and the players talking directly to the fans. I always just think it's blooming awkward. Like, when they go and interview a runner after they've just done the 100 metres and they're completely cream crackered and they're going, how do you feel? That old how do you feel question, which I've done 1,000 times, I'm sure. But it's just, I wonder whether as players you just discount whatever you hear in that moment.
No, I think because ultimately your initial reaction is raw emotion. It's actually how you feel. When you've got time to then think about the result, the game, then you are able to give a more balanced view. But that initial reaction just shows emotionally where you're at, and it's also part of the truth. Although as time goes on, you probably don't, as an athlete or as a manager, you don't want to give away too much of your raw emotions, so you are able, after a period of time, to be able to settle, after you've settled down, to give a more balanced view. But most of the time when you have that initial reaction, it's how you feel in the moment. And it's interesting to see. I think what's interesting about that first initial reaction is what you think about. Is it you start, like if you're a runner, is it you start? Is it, your top speed? Whatever it is as a footballer, it's whether it's like, what do you think about? Do you look at yourself? Do you look at your team? Do you look at the referee? It's like how you see the game in that one moment, and then obviously you've got time to look back, and no one thing is wrong, because it's ultimately how you feel. It's your opinion on the game.
I always do that thing, if there's been a contentious decision or something, just so the manager or player can't say I haven't seen it, I make sure I've got a clip of it on my phone that I show them so that they can't do that, which is really mean.
Oh, that's very harsh. Yeah, that's harsh.
So never let me interview you after you've just two-footed someone, because I'm showing... No, you wouldn't do that. I know you wouldn't do that. By the way, talking of phones, I've just had a note to say, do we tell Jordan now that Millie Bright's coming on to congratulate each other next week? Oh, that's good. We've asked for Millie. Right, after the break, it's official. We're talking the weekend's big VAR decisions, looking ahead to Derby Day 2. This is Pitch to Pod with Nikita and Jordan. Shall we talk about officials. So this is after Arsenal-Chelsea. There were comments after. Let's hear from Renee Sleggers, actually, because as much as I was saying she was smiling as she was shaking the officials' hands as she came off, this is what she had to say after Stina Blackstenius' goal was ruled out for handball. There was talk of offsides for goals as well. Have a little listen to what she had to say.
If you say, for me, in retrospect, watching it on video, being able to pause, it's hard for me to see. It's really hard for the referee on the pitch in action to see as well. It's a game where you see momentum shifts and Chelsea are on top of us at the start of the game, but we come back and we show such mentality in the game and so much quality. But you see, it's fine margins. So then certain decisions become really big decisions, which are out of our hands. But if you would ask me the question now, are you in favour of VAR? I would say yes.
Are you two in favour of VAR?
I think yes, I'd agree with Renee Sleggers in the fact that I think it would just eradicate, well, I say this, but it hasn't eradicated any human error in the men's game currently, because there's so many different arguments for VAR, because everyone wants it, because it gives like a clear, it's offside, it's onside, it's a goal, it's not a goal, it's handball, it's not handball. But I think it takes up so much time in the game that you have so much additional time, because even with the VAR, sometimes do you get the decision right? Sometimes it's the wording of the law, how the referee perceives it, how the VAR referee perceives it. So there's still a lot of grey area even with VAR. But I do think on the weekend for the games, especially in the Arsenal-Chelsea game, especially that Blackstenius goal, it's a great goal. Could it have changed the course of the game? Could it change the course of Arsenal's season? Potentially. That's, so these are big decisions, big moments. And in our league, like I said before, losing games, losing points, dropping points, it can cost you the league. It can cost you the league. And I think it's a really steep feat for Arsenal to overcome 6 points, even at this current stage with only being 8 games. Can they do it? Yeah, of course. They've got the quality, they've got the depth, they've got the squad. Of course they can do it. But that means relying on other results out of your hands. Even if you then go on and beat one of the top 4 teams, you still got to rely on other results, which is also hard.
I actually think before VAR, we need more professional full-time refs. Say we bring in VAR, we've still got, I think even before that, we're adding in more rules like the 8-second goalkeeper thing and stuff like that. And it's like, not only are these some refs not even full-time, they're then getting more things to think about in the game. And then imagine we then added VAR on top, which I agree with Keith, like VAR probably should start to get introduced, even though I think, like what Keith said, there's going to be grey areas. But like, we've got to surely in the top 2 leagues have full-time refs that, that should just be a given now, surely, with how the game's grown. So I hope that we can invest more into referees, so then, they are solely pushing for that. Because like, we look at so many of the refs that have been over the years, Keith, like they've sometimes even started leaving the women's game to go into the men's game, because probably money. But we're losing some of the best ones, and then the ones coming up, you kind of feel for them a bit, because they're half and half in it. And
VAR, as we know it in the Premier League, takes other officials to be sat elsewhere at Stockley Park or wherever and looking at those decisions. There's that VAR light, which is where the referee, the on-field referee, runs over to a screen and they're given a replay after every goal. I think you see this in Spain. But if a referee's then doing that, it's not someone telling them. Literally, it's someone in a replay room showing it to them. There's no official elsewhere. And then they're getting a chance to look at that. What about, first and foremost, you're right, first and foremost, we've got to give officials the best opportunity to make the right decision in the moment. So being full-time, lots of support around them, more officials, players like you going and doing your courses and being officials too. But what about having just a semi-automated offside or the goal line technology, so that at least is all handled? They're kind of definitives, so you would know definitively whether it's offside, onside, and that call could be made without having VAR referees back at Stockley Park.
I think, I think personally, there's got to be incremental steps in the women's game. You can't just go straight from having nothing to having everything, because then that also brings a level of grey area, because obviously if the referees are now, looking at VAR, using goal line technology, using, automated offsides, all of this stuff, they're still trying to, for me, at times, they don't even know the rule book. It's really frustrating when you say to a ref, by the way, ref, this is the situation, this has just happened, and they blatantly look at you like they're confused. And I'm like, ref, that's in the book. That's a rule within the game, and they don't know. So first of all, for me, you've got to know the rules of the game, and that's a frustration. But yeah, I do think that it would be great to have semi-automated offsides and goal line technology as a starter. Yes.
At the Jordan, at the Euros in 2017, was the England-Spain game. I'm sure it's that one. Do you remember Lucy Bronze had to tell the referee the handball rules, and the penalty decision got switched?
Was that about the red? Is it where it was turned into the red card, or you can only give one or the other?
It was the
Which one was that?
When the ball hit Ellen White. We all know the handball has changed, like had many different iterations. But at the
none
time,
of us know it.
we spoke about it forever on the radio afterwards, because you've got a player having to tell the official, and that's at the highest stage, right? So I'm hoping it's improved since 2017, or whenever it was. I'm sure that was 2017.
Like, this way I'm like trying to have some sympathy. If they're not full time, it's like when we were training twice a week, we're not going to be as good as what we are now when we're training 6 times a week.
Again, this isn't about inciting a pile on officials, because the game doesn't happen without them, right? But it's about giving them the support, so that I don't know, the official you were talking about was full time. I don't know that. I don't know the range of officials that are full or part time across these games. But surely that's got to. You're right. Before we have any level of technology, which they are looking at, we know that the league are talking about technology, where it comes in. There's various factors in that, like the different standard of the grounds and how you implement that technology across that to create a standard of it. But first things first, we've got to make sure if the players are full time and getting paid a decent wage, which again is only just happening, then that also has to be for the officials. Everyone has to be at the same level, right? You have to give that opportunity to everyone, which is why you both need to become officials. Would you love an official on? Should we see if we can get an official on to just tell us what's going on?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Give you both red cards, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, not literally in the game. Although, maybe this weekend in Derby. Oh, I am not manifesting that. I'm not manifesting red card. Take it back.
No, don't manifest that.
It's gone. Jordan, there's a small old derby this weekend. La la la, there's a small old derby, a small old derby this weekend. Tyne-Wear, hey! How we feeling?
Yeah, excited. I mean, even when I signed for the club, this game was just talked about all the time. Like in the media, every single question was about this game. So I think it's big moments, isn't it? Especially like, playing at St. James's Park, lots of fans coming. They're like moments that you look back on and you go, oh, like what a great occasion, like big moment, everything like that. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Can we just stop a minute? St. James's Park, Newcastle, Sunderland, playing in, like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. I think the fact that it's been happening for a while now as well, and it's so good for the game. It's really, really good.
Yeah, but you get to play in it.
I know.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that
That'll be
will be
unreal.
really good.
Was it last season was 38,000? It was a record anyway for WSL 2. This season, hopefully more. Has everyone been onto you for a ticket? Talk to me through your preparation for the game. What were you doing in the morning?
But too old for all that now. I'm just not superstitious anymore. Yeah, I've got a lot of family and friends coming. Yeah, we've got a good load of fans coming, so I know I can't wait. I think the walkout, the girls were saying last time when they walked out of the tunnel, like it was loud. But even at our home games at Gateshead, the crowd do not stop singing. Like they are a crowd that, they're not just sat there watching, they're singing all the time. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. It's always nice when you just feel like you have that atmosphere when you play football.
Like for both of you as kids, to think of these moments. I know you just start playing football for fun, right? But you will have seen these moments on telly, and then just to be in that situation, I just don't know how you get your head around it. But you have to, right? You got to sort that emotion and park that to one side.
Yeah, Jordan, I really want you to record the walkout. I feel like that is gonna be crazy. Like, I just want to hear the noise.
Hang on,
within
she
the park
can't get her
because-
phone ready for this podcast, let alone to
I
record
know.
it.
So that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight.
I'm trying to get you a
The
phone
Wi-Fi.
deal.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Yeah,
I wonder if I can get one of them things, like they start to do that now, don't they? That are,
Oh yeah,
know,
the
they'll-
GoPros.
yeah, I'll ask.
Yes.
I'll see if it's a thing.
Yeah, that would be
Well, that's-
incredible because I remember. I think I've told you guys the story when I was at Man United and we played Newcastle at our ground. First of all, it was our own home ground at Lee Sports Village in the FA Cup. And honestly, I thought we was with it back in Newcastle. The way the fans were, they were crazy. They were amazing. There had to be at least 300-400 fans, maybe even more. And they never stopped singing. They never stopped making noise, racket, shouting things on the pitch when you scored and whatever. And you just had that banter. And I remember at the end of the game just going over and clapping them because I just thought, you know what, fair play. Like Man United fans are great also. So if you can hear a Newcastle fans over Man United fans, that's tough going. So no, they were amazing. So I can only imagine what it's like to play within the stadium. Oh, that must be crazy.
Yeah, and to have the Sunderland fans there too. They've lost 3 of their last 4. You're now unbeaten in 4 as well. I mean, shall we do the old cliche? None of that matters because it's a derby and it goes out the window.
Out the window.
But points do matter at this stage of the season, don't they? As well, when you've just started to build this momentum, Jordan.
Yeah, 100%. I think you want to. To be fair, we've felt the momentum change, and it's just been them tiny little bits of taking our chances that haven't come, and then obviously, Ipswich, and even the other day, I think Keats will 100% understand this, that Durham is not an easy place to go. I mean, it's tough. It's a lot of bouncing balls.
Did you
You're
get
not playing-
burns?
No, I didn't. No,
Huh.
I didn't really slide or anything that much. But this is a big. I think, especially leading up to before Christmas, you do want that momentum to get a few wins under your belt, and this is a big game, big 3 points.
Love it. It's also the Manchester derby this weekend. Manchester City have gone top of the table, which is incredible. And I think they probably say that they've not motored, they've not hit full swing, a bit like Chelsea, really. So to see them go top after losing that first game of the season, how do we feel that's going to go? Because Manchester United are going to be egging for a win, if that's what you say as a kid.
Egging
For a win.
It's going to be really interesting because United obviously dropped points against Aston Villa this weekend, or the weekend just gone. And they also have to play PSG midweek tomorrow in the Champions League. They don't have a big squad. We've already spoke about this. They don't have much depth in the fact that a couple of injuries that could really derail their season, especially being within the Champions League group stage. So I do think it's a really interesting time. It's a it's a key week for Manchester United in their season. Currently, like, it's the first, I would say, in terms of challenging times, I think it's the first time they'll face like teams back to back to back that will cause them problems if they're not 100% and ready for it. So, and yeah, Manchester City top of the league, even though we've spoke about them also not hitting the heights that you expect, and they've took a couple of injuries also already in the season. You know, we've seen Lottenham return, which is nice to see. Obviously Alex Greenwood's out injured, and they're key positions, key players within their team. But to be top of the league, that must give them some extra confidence in knowing that they can still get the job done, even if they're not hitting their high form, and also don't have all of the players, that you can still get results and grind out wins. And to do that's not easy. It's not easy because, you know, through the season you want momentum, you want a bit of, you know, kind of structure, knowing that each week you're performing, you're progressing. And even though you're getting results but you're not getting performances, it can kind of become a bit sticky if you don't kind of get that, you know, that feeling, that confidence. But they're doing really well, you know, and they're scoring at key times, winning games. So it's going to be really interesting who's going to win that game. I think it's going to be a draw, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
I actually got to go for the draw.
it was interesting
am.
what Bunny Shaw said after the game, and Caroline, I don't think it was you, but they were asking her like what's kind of been the shift and the change, and obviously she was on about just the mentality of the group. But I think you can kind of see that, because I don't know if you've seen the last like 15 minutes against Everton the other day. Oh my God, Everton was wave after wave after wave, and they just saw it out, you know, and that is the difference sometimes of being top of the league. It's sometimes them, when the momentum shifts, how do you stay in the game? And that's what the top teams do well. They stay in the game when the momentum's changed a little bit. And like Keith said, they've got a lot of goals now coming, like, you know, Keats, Bunny Shaw, Lauren Hemp coming back in the squad. She nearly assisted 2 when she came on. So, yeah, I think that was interesting of City, just with like a bit of talking about mentality shift. It kind of shows how much that impacts the team and everything.
The best wins is when you're not playing your best football. Like, you know, with that feeling of actually you think in yourself, oh, we only actually played at like 65-70% today and we still got the win. So like each week you're thinking to yourself, actually next week's going to be better. So if we're even better, then we'll get the 3 points. And sometimes even when you're not and you're still getting them wins, it's like there was a period in the season last year. I'm a Liverpool supporter, and at times I'm like, how have we even won today? Like, in your head you're thinking, how have we won that game today? But when you're picking up them wins as a player, as a team, it's just like sometimes it's just like, actually this could be our year. That's what they're probably thinking at this point, thinking, you know, we're scoring goals, we're not actually performing to our highest, but we're still winning games. Is this our season?
You're not thinking that if you're a Liverpool supporter this season, are you? Ooh.
Hater.
Premier League.
Hater.
I mean, it's not great in the WSL either, is it? But Premier League. Yeah,
Hater.
say nothing. Hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Have either of you spoken to sort of any players in, you don't have to say who, clearly, in that Manchester City team? I wonder if they're feeling that shift.
I think Bunny told us. Bunny's
Touche.
interview said it all.
No, you're right. But I have always thought that when you think of a good championship team, well, they're scoring loads of goals, they're winning 3 or 4. But you're right, it's when you're in that, you're 2-1 or you're 2-0, always the dangerous score, and you can see out a game by doing all those little game management things, taking a really long time to go and take a throw in. But you see all that happening, and you're getting away with it. As players, whether you do that little internal cheeky, I'm not doing that.
I don't think in the moment you do that. It's almost like probably up until the whistle, you're feeling a sense of relief. You're like, you can kind of like decompress, because I'm sure after that Everton game, Everton were thinking, how did we not get an equaliser? especially in that last 10 minutes, they really put on a lot of pressure. And I think Everton played really well in that game. And it's so frustrating as a team when you play well and you don't get the result. It's like you're so close, yet so far. It must be really frustrating times for Everton. And also, on the back of that, Liverpool, because they obviously took a draw against Brighton this weekend. And that could have easily been a win. But also, when your chips are down, it's almost like it's very difficult to try and find that win. And that's the contrast in football and the emotion. And that's just football for you, eh? Sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't.